Shaker. This is the single most popular cabinet style in North America, and it has held that position for over 2 decades. The design features a 5-piece door with a flat recessed center panel and clean square edges. No curves, no ornament, no excess. It originated from the Shaker religious community in the 1800s, who believed that beauty rests in utility. The genius of the Shaker door is its total neutrality. It works equally well in a rustic farmhouse, a modern urban loft, or a traditional colonial home. Pair it with brass hardware and it looks classic. Swap in matte black poles and it turns contemporary. The flat center panel is easy to clean and resists showing wear compared to raised panel styles. On the downside, Shaker cabinets are so common that some designers consider them safe rather than distinctive. If you want your kitchen to stand out, you may need to rely on the finish, color, or hardware to add personality. For homeowners who want a reliable, timeless choice that will never look dated and will appeal to nearly every future buyer, the Shaker door is the safest investment you can make. Raised panel. This is the traditional heavyweight of kitchen cabinetry and the defining style of American kitchens from the 1700s through the 2000s. The door features a center panel that is slightly elevated above the surrounding frame, creating real depth in shadow lines that change with the light. That raised profile adds a layer of craftsmanship that flat styles simply cannot replicate. These doors are typically built from solid hardwood, most commonly oak, maple, or cherry. The milling is complex, which makes raised panel doors one of the most expensive styles to produce, but that cost buys you an unmistakable sense of quality and permanence. The biggest disadvantage is visual weight. Raised panel doors make a kitchen feel heavier and more formal, which is the exact opposite of what most modern buyers want. The detailed grooves and edges also collect grease and dust, making cleaning more demanding than simpler profiles. In recent years, market share has declined steadily as homeowners shift toward cleaner designs. If you love traditional architecture, colonial or Georgian-style homes, raised panel is the authentic choice. But if you plan to sell your home within 10 years, be aware that younger buyers increasingly see this style as outdated. Flat panel. This is the defining cabinet style of contemporary kitchen design and the dominant choice in European luxury kitchens. The door is a single uninterrupted slab surface with no frame, no molding, and no raised detail whatsoever. It creates a seamless, streamlined appearance that pairs naturally with handleless push-to-open hardware and integrated appliances. Unlike the Shaker, which still relies on a visible 5-piece frame structure, the slab door eliminates framing entirely. The surface can be produced from solid wood, medium-density fiberboard, high-pressure laminate, acrylic, or even metal. This variety means flat panel cabinets exist across every price range, from budget renovations to 6-figure custom kitchens. The biggest advantage is ease of cleaning. With no crevices, grooves, or raised edges, a flat surface wipes down in seconds. The disadvantage is that fingerprints, scratches, and surface imperfections are far more visible on a featureless plane, especially in gloss finishes. Flat panel also offers zero visual warmth on its own, so the room design must compensate with texture, lighting, or natural materials elsewhere. For homeowners who value a clean, minimalist look and are willing to maintain the surface, flat panel delivers a kitchen that feels modern, spacious, and architecturally intentional. Glass front. This style replaces the solid center panel with tempered glass, transforming a standard cabinet into a display case. It is rarely used across an entire kitchen. Instead, designers strategically install glass front doors on select upper cabinets to break the visual monotony of solid surfaces and add a sense of openness. The framing can be Shaker, raised panel, or mullion grid, so glass front is technically a modification rather than a standalone construction type. Clear glass demands that everything behind it stays perfectly organized. If your shelves are cluttered, glass front cabinets will amplify that chaos. Frosted, seeded, or reeded glass offers the design benefit without exposing the contents. The advantages are immediate. Glass fronts make a kitchen feel larger, brighter, and more curated. They also let you display decorative dishware, glassware, or collections without the dust exposure of open shelving. The disadvantages are real. These doors typically cost 30 to 50% more than their solid equivalents, and the glass requires regular cleaning on both sides. Interior cabinet lighting becomes almost mandatory, adding to the total cost. For homeowners who maintain tidy shelves, glass front cabinets are one of the most effective ways to elevate a kitchen without a full remodel. Beadboard. This style features a series of narrow vertical grooves carved into the center panel, creating a texture that is unmistakably cottage, coastal, or farmhouse. The name comes from the small bead-shaped ridge between each groove. Beadboard cabinets were a staple in American kitchens throughout the early 1900s before post-war modernization replaced them with smooth, mass-produced surfaces. Today, they have returned as a deliberate design choice in coastal homes, country kitchens, and cottage-style renovations. Unlike shaker doors, which use a flat center panel, beadboard adds directional rhythm and tactile depth to the surface. This vertical patterning draws the eye upward, which can make a kitchen with standard height ceilings feel taller. They are typically painted white, cream, or in soft pastel tones. Staining beadboard panels is less common because the grooves can absorb stain unevenly. The main disadvantage is cleaning. Grease and dust settle into the vertical grooves and require a brush or detailed wiping that flat surfaces never demand. Beadboard also locks your kitchen firmly into a specific aesthetic. Pairing it with modern stainless steel appliances creates a visual conflict. For homeowners styling a coastal retreat, a cottage renovation, or a farmhouse kitchen, beadboard delivers instant character that no flat surface can match. Inset. This is the most precision-demanding cabinet style you can buy, and the gold standard for high-end American kitchens. Unlike every other style on this list, where the door sits on top of the cabinet frame in an overlay configuration, an inset door is built to sit perfectly flush inside the frame opening. The gap between door and frame must be uniform on all four sides, typically 1/16 of an inch. Achieving that tolerance requires custom carpentry, precision hinges, and significantly more installation time than standard overlay cabinets. The result is a clean furniture-grade appearance that has defined high-end kitchens for over a century. When done correctly, inset cabinets look like fine furniture rather than kitchen storage. The cost premium is substantial. Inset cabinets typically run 40 to 50% more than the same door profile in overlay construction. The tight tolerances also make them sensitive to humidity and wood expansion. In climates with large seasonal moisture swings, inset doors can stick or develop uneven gaps over time. The advantage is pure aesthetics and perceived quality. No other cabinet construction communicates craftsmanship as clearly as a perfectly fitted inset door for homeowners. Building a high-end kitchen where budget is secondary to visual impact, inset construction elevates any door style into a statement piece. Louvered. This is the most distinctive, ventilated cabinet style available, originally designed for tropical climates where airflow is essential. The door features horizontal slats angled at a fixed degree, similar to a window shutter or plantation blind. Louvered doors found their way into coastal kitchens, Mediterranean villas, and tropical resorts. They are rarely built from medium-density fiberboard because the individual slats require solid wood or engineered composite to maintain structural integrity across the door span. The biggest advantage of louvered cabinets is airflow. In humid environments, they prevent the musty odors and moisture damage that solid doors can trap inside. They also have a strong visual personality that immediately sets a kitchen apart from standard designs. The disadvantages are significant. The gaps between slats allow dust, grease, and cooking particles to enter the cabinet and settle on stored items. Cleaning the slats themselves requires individual attention to each gap, which is time-consuming. The style is also firmly tropical or coastal in character. Installing louvered cabinets in a traditional colonial or modern minimalist kitchen creates a visual mismatch. For homeowners in warm, humid climates or those designing a dedicated tropical aesthetic, louvered cabinets solve a functional problem while delivering a look that no other style replicates. Distressed. This is not a door construction type, but a finishing technique applied to existing cabinet styles to simulate decades of natural wear. Common methods include sanding through paint layers to expose bare wood underneath, applying dark glaze into crevices and corners for added depth, or physically denting the wood with chains, hammers, or wire brushes to create authentic-looking damage. Distressed finishes work best on shaker and raised panel doors because the frame details and edges catch the aging effects most convincingly. Factory distressing uses controlled machines to replicate handwork at scale. The technique became popular in the 2000s alongside the farmhouse design movement, driven largely by renovation television and social media. The advantage is instant warmth and character. A distressed kitchen feels lived in, welcoming, and established from day one, avoiding the sterile look that brand new cabinetry can sometimes produce. The disadvantage is permanence. Unlike paint, distressing cannot be easily reversed. If your taste changes, the only fix is complete refinishing. The style also ages poorly when actual wear compounds the intentional damage, eventually looking neglected rather than charming. For homeowners committed to a farmhouse, French country, or rustic aesthetic, distressed cabinets deliver a personality that pristine finishes simply cannot achieve. Open shelving. This eliminates the cabinet door entirely, replacing closed storage with fully visible curated display shelves. The concept gained explosive popularity in the 2010s as minimalism. Instagram-ready kitchens and curated lifestyle content drove demand for visible, perfectly arranged displays. Open shelving costs significantly less than doored cabinets to both purchase and install. It also makes small kitchens feel more open and spacious by removing the visual bulk of upper cabinet doors. However, every item on the shelf is fully exposed to kitchen conditions. Dust, cooking grease, and airborne moisture settle on plates, glasses, and stored goods continuously. This means frequent washing of items even before use. Professional kitchen designers consistently recommend limiting open shelving to no more than 20% of total kitchen storage. The remaining 80% should remain behind closed doors for practical daily living. The other major risk is visual clutter. Open shelving only looks good when the items displayed are intentionally chosen, matched, and arranged. The moment everyday kitchen chaos enters the picture, open shelving becomes a liability rather than a feature. For homeowners who maintain disciplined organization and want a light, airy kitchen feel, a small amount of open shelving mixed with closed cabinets delivers the best of both worlds. Thermofoil. This is the most affordable mass-produced cabinet option on the market, and the go-to choice for budget renovations. The door is made from medium-density fiberboard, or MDF, wrapped in a thin vinyl film that is heat-sealed and vacuum-pressed onto the surface. This wrapping process can mold the vinyl to mimic raised panel, shaker, or slab profiles without the cost of real wood construction. A full kitchen in thermofoil can cost roughly half the price of equivalent painted wood cabinets, making it the default for rental properties and starter homes. The main advantage beyond price is moisture resistance. The vinyl surface does not absorb water the way raw or painted wood can, making thermofoil a reasonable choice for bathrooms and laundry rooms as well. The disadvantages are serious for long-term ownership. Thermofoil cannot be sanded, refinished, or repainted. Once the vinyl begins to peel, which typically happens near heat sources like ovens, dishwashers, and toasters, the only option is full door replacement. The color options are also limited compared to custom paint, and the surface has a plastic sheen that experienced eyes can identify immediately. For homeowners on a strict budget, or those renovating a property they do not plan to keep long-term, thermofoil is a practical, affordable workhorse that delivers a clean look at a fraction of the cost.